give you guys a better angle to see this from. Okay, even though I said I wasn't going to do much talking, I'm not explaining anyways. There's an instructor in me, I guess. So now I'm turning my foot all the way this way, giving myself an extreme stretch in my hips. Now watch. From here, I will move my hips this way, and I will push out my buttocks out, and then I will push it in, kind of like a hip thrust. You see how my knees lifting? It's because I almost cannot keep it there. I'm gonna try to keep it, but then it lifts anyway, see? And I'll do this a few times. So these are the stretches that I actually do feel. I feel this way more than the splits. That's why I do them before the splits, especially before the side splits. These help me a lot with the side splits, because with the side splits I do experience a lot of pain, especially when I put this leg in the front. So if you guys notice, I did only left leg, now I'm going to do right leg. This is a straight position, like a front kick position. Okay? Now when I turn it here slightly sideways, this is more of a roundhouse kick position. See here, bump, bump. Okay. What I'm doing here, move my foot left and right. Stretches that I don't do with the right leg, put me with the left side always. You guys notice I'm doing this slightly different with right, and that's because my right leg has, even though it's stronger and more accurate than my left, it has less flexibility. It's just a little bit less flexible, like maybe 5 to 10% less flexible than my left. So this means I have to do 5 to 10% more work with it than my left, which is just logical, right? I'm going to do what I did earlier, put the leg this way, here, and then I'm going to move my hip sideways. I have a harder time with this side, guys. repeat this one, or then to repeat this one several times with my right, because it really gives me like a real stretch in the hamstring. I'm gonna show you guys. This is probably one of the stretches that I hate the most because it hurts the most. So I'll put my heel on the ground like this, leaving my entire leg hanging. See the hang? It's completely straight now. I have a problem that my legs are really big, so if I put my legs completely on the ground, my leg is not completely stretched. So I'll use this here for leverage. Hold it straight, keep my entire body straight. And as much as it may hurt, I just bring my nose down to my knee as far as I can. So to go past my knee. So I'm not going in the direction of my knee, I'm going in the direction of the ground. This way I can get myself to go past the knee. If I go towards the knee, right there I stop, see? I go past the knee. I try to go past it every time. And then I go past it to the other side. Again, I don't do this with left because with left this would be super easy. It's not necessary. Again, I'm showing you guys the way that I stretch for my own body. What am I doing now? Okay. It looks a little weird, but I'm here and I'm moving my hips all the way to the left and all the way to the right. Doing this angle, left, right. I go up and down. Another reason why I do this is I'm going to do the axe kicks and a little bit of the non-telegraphic kicks. I turn my feet sideways as far as I can. Why do I turn them sideways? Because the more I turn them sideways, the more I feel it in my glutes. If I stand straight like this now, I'm really pushing with my glutes upwards and holding it at the lowest position that I can. But I am giving myself a little bit of help with my elbows. So I'm pushing with my elbows down. That's giving me a little bit of leverage. Makes it a little bit easier. Because the reason I'm holding this position is not necessarily for me to build my glutes now. It's more for me to stretch my hips so that later when I do squats, I can actually go this low and not have any problems. Sometimes I'll do this, I'll visualize that I have the weight on me here and I'll only go up and down like this. And I push outwards with my knees when I go up. Okay, that'll really work out the glutes. Just like this. Position. Okay. Enough. The next thing I'll do, let me see, it's been 31 minutes, yes. After half an hour of stretching, I grab my coffee and I have a few sips. This is always what I do, and I usually do it while forgetting full splits. So I'll take a 1 to 2 minute break like this in splits. Yeah, I don't need to do like hamstring stretches like for splits. Like if you see the hamstring stretches that I'm doing are all straight because I'm doing them for the side splits. I don't really do many stretches to achieve this splits. I can do this without stretching if I want. I can do this. This is like one of the easiest things for me to do. Is this position of splits. So what I do is I just rest in this position, believe it or not. This is my resting position. But most of the people cannot even achieve the full splits. This is how I rest. Always, when I'm training too, or teaching, doesn't matter. This is how I take my breaks. And another thing I do is I always train fasted in the morning. When I train in the morning, I never train with the meal in my stomach. All I have in my stomach is water and black coffee. I do put creatine in it, but I didn't today. Normally I do, I just forgot today. But normally I put creatine in this motherfucker. So when I say I do an hour of stretching, I'm actually doing a full hour of stretching. Because even when I'm resting, I'm fucking stretching. Not like David Goggins that he just makes up stories that he does 3 hours of stretching. He doesn't, okay? I'm gonna show this day, today, what 3 hours of stretching looks like. I'm gonna do an hour now, I'm gonna do an hour in the evening, and an hour at night. Okay? I do prove what I say, not like you, David Goggins. Okay. The next stretches that I'll do are going to be focused more on my back, my lower back. Even though it may look like I'm focusing on my hamstrings, I'm actually focusing on my back. Just keep that in mind. Until I say otherwise, everything I'm doing right now is focused on stretching my lower back, which comes together with the hamstrings. So yeah. My back as good as possible. I kind of house Bakker on, man. That's what I forgot. Just keep it as straight as possible. Go to the left and right. I'm gonna keep my entire leg straight. Don't get me wrong, I definitely feel this in the hamstring a little bit because you do stretch the hamstring like this. My point is that it doesn't really stretch me out really. Like I feel the splits a little bit more than this or almost the same. So I'm really focused more on the back, the lower back. Like when I turn this one, I'm focusing on stretching the right side of my lower back this way. And then the other side. So I'll turn my hips to the right, to the left. This angle you guys will probably see it better. I'll go back all the way like this, and then turn the hips this way and that way. Another thing I'll do, watch my feet. I'll bring them straight and open them up slightly, and then more. And more. And I put them together. Then I put one on top of the other. The other one. Then I'll go right with it, left with it, switch, left, right. Another thing I'll do is I'll do the splits going upwards. And again, I'm focusing on my lower back. And again, I'm still focusing on hips. You guys see me doing splits up and down like that. It's not really making my legs more flexible, even though some might think that. I'm just focusing on stretching out the hips.